Hello there. If you are seeing me, congratulations, the algorithm has sent you to an artist that is unsigned, hooray. If you're seeing this today, you still have time to go and grab my single, my official first release since 2018, You Broke My Heart Today. It was written in 2012 on Christmas Day. I'd basically been kind of seeing this person on and off, not like seriously, but I was 24, he was much, much older, as they usually are. And I was just impressed that someone was paying me attention because in London I was alone, no family, no stability, no security. So to be found interesting by someone who was actually very well established in the acting industry, it was flattering. And I felt in some ways that him taking an interest in me was the same as being respected. That wasn't the case. Anyway, I wrote the song on Christmas Day, having walked from his house earlier that morning. I'd spent the night at his Christmas Eve. The reason why I wrote the song was because it transpired when I got to his on Christmas Eve that he was not separated from his girlfriend that he said he was separated from. Same old story. And I did not feel comfortable doing anything with him after that. I was like, this is weird. And so I kind of froze, really. So I walked home. He lived in Camden. I walked from Camden in London to Finsbury Park in the council estate that I lived in at the time. I rented a room for £85 a week, bills included. Can you imagine what kind of place that looked like to live in? Imagine it, £85 a week. Then imagine worse. Anyway, I went into my room and my landlord who lived there at the time had given me some brandy and I was hungover from the night before and I just drank in the morning. As I was looking out the window, it was kind of grey like it is today, and I heard birds singing in a tree outside my window, and the first line that came was, "Morning has come and the birds are singing their song. The night's been a mess and my heart and my head feel all wrong." Like, I was hungover, and I also knew that nothing was going to be the same with me and this person anymore. And basically the fantasy had died. Looking back on it, I think when your experiences are quite small, and as a 24-year-old, my experiences in love was still quite small despite dating since I was 16. I think it was easy to imagine that my heart was breaking because in a way it wasn't so much that my heart was breaking, but my idea of love and romance was breaking. And that's why You Broke My Heart Today. I found out afterwards actually that this man had previously groomed quite a few young women in the acting world and done similar things to other women. So it was quite apparent that I was really nothing special. And that's the thing with men like that. You're not special. You're just a viable option. And being very young, and I was very young, and I had just started doing music. I wasn't officially on Facebook or Instagram as a musician at all, but I was just beginning to play guitar and write songs. I'd written about 5 songs at that point, one of which I played to him. Oh my gosh, it's so cringe. I can remember where I was sat on his sofa. It's so cringe. So that song is basically about a moment where I kind of knew that whatever romance I had in my head about him was just dead. And it broke my heart that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I think everyone has shared that sentiment about someone that they've really, really liked or that saw a lot of potential in. But working on it was really quite weird when you make a version of a song and then you have to deviate because you're now working in a completely different environment, i.e. I'm working in a door. I'm just really glad I nailed getting all these different sounds to mold together in a really beautiful way. It's really subtle. I'm selling exclusively on Bandcamp for now, so I really appreciate everyone who buys it today. I hope this little insight, this little sharing of the story, you can go back, listen to the song, you'll hear everything, all the emotions. It's quite a difficult song to hear for me, but I'm glad I did the performance well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the next release.